a period spanning around 165 million years. This was a time when the Earth was a vibrant haven, teeming with life. Lush forests stretched out as far as the eye could see, home to a diverse array of flora and fauna. Dinosaurs, in all their majestic forms, were an integral part of this ancient paradise, a testament to the planet's rich biodiversity. Life continued much as it had for eons. The world seemed unchanging, an endless cycle of birth, survival, and death. Time was a mere illusion, with no discernible beginning or end. Yet, this world was not as perpetual as it seemed. In the sky, a tiny dot began to emerge, growing brighter over weeks. It gave the illusion of being another moon, a benign addition to the starlit canvas of the night sky. However, an imperceptible alteration in the sky was about to disrupt this illusion of continuity. If dinosaurs were stargazing that fateful night, they might have noticed a new star emerging. It started as a tiny speck, barely visible to the naked eye, but grew steadily brighter over the weeks. An alien guest, it seemed, had decided to pay Earth a visit. As the days passed, the speck transformed into a celestial body, a second moon illuminating the night sky. The illusion of continuity was maintained as the object disappeared into Earth's shadow, only to re-emerge with the dawn. The once distant speck was now a looming threat, a celestial body nearly as large as the sun. The serenity of the morning was shattered by the realization of impending doom. The once peaceful sky was now a stage for an astronomical spectacle, a harbinger of the cataclysm to come. The object, once a mysterious guest, was now an imminent threat, hurtling towards the Yucatan Peninsula. As morning dawned, the object reappeared, now nearly as large as the sun, hurtling towards the Yucatan Peninsula. In a matter of seconds, the asteroid breached the thin layer between space and Earth's atmosphere, descending at nearly 60 times the speed of sound. A cosmic intruder, larger than Mount Everest, it was an epitome of destruction, initiating an irreversible moment of speciescide. The asteroid, an unwelcome guest from the cosmos, made its grand entrance with an epic force. As it struck the shallow ocean, the bedrock below erupted into seething hot plasma at temperatures of tens of thousands of degrees Celsius. The earth beneath was not just scorched, it was vaporized, and in its place a cauldron of molten rock and metal was formed. The immediate effects were nothing short of catastrophic. The intense thermal radiation burned everything within a radius of about 1,500 kilometers. Imagine, if you will, an area larger than the state of Texas incinerated instantaneously. Forests, dinosaurs, everything was reduced to ashes in the blink of an eye. Simultaneously, the asteroid's impact unleashed an unimaginable amount of energy. This energy did not just carve a crater into the Earth's crust, it pushed against it, creating a cavity 25 kilometers deep and 100 kilometers wide. It was as if the Earth had been punched by a cosmic fist. The ocean, displaced by the colossal impact, came rushing back in. The temporary mountain formed at the impact site collapsed under its own weight, triggering tsunamis reaching heights of 1 kilometer. Meanwhile, a shockwave, like an invisible hand of destruction, swept across the land. With speeds exceeding 1,000 kilometers per hour, it wreaked havoc on a continental scale, shredding soil, vegetation, and animals in its wake. Yet the violence wasn't confined to the immediate vicinity of the impact. The sheer force of the collision catapulted a plume of vaporized material into the upper atmosphere. This debris, combined with the burning soot and aerosols generated at impact, would soon cast a shadow on life across the globe. Simultaneously, the impact's energy pushed against Earth's crust, creating a cavity 25 kilometers deep and 100 kilometers wide. The violence of the impact extended beyond Earth's surface. As the colossal asteroid struck, a gigantic plume of vaporized material was catapulted into the upper atmosphere. This wasn't a localized event. The plume spread out, encircling the globe, a shroud of debris cocooning the planet. It was as if the Earth was cloaked in a veil of its own shattered pieces. The fallout wasn't merely physical, it was environmental too. The plume blocked out the sun, casting the world into a profound darkness. This impact winter, as it's often called, was a stark and sudden change. The world, once bathed in the warm glow of the sun, was now a dark, silent sphere spinning in the void of space. The dramatic drop in sunlight had immediate and devastating effects on the climate. The temperatures plummeted, falling by as much as 25 degrees Celsius in a matter of days. It was a chilling, swift descent into an icy age, a stark contrast to the warm, vibrant world that had existed merely days before. With the sun blotted out, photosynthesis came to a near standstill. Plants wilted and died, leading to a cascading effect on the food chain. Herbivores starved, and the carnivores that preyed on them soon followed. The once thriving ecosystems collapsed under the weight of this celestial catastrophe. Yet, the planet's ordeal was far from over. The darkness was accompanied by fire. The heat of the impact and the subsequent wildfires created a peculiar and paradoxical situation. The world was both freezing and burning at the same time. Wildfires, ignited by the searing heat of the impact, raged across the globe. The fires consumed everything in their path, reducing forests to ash and turning the landscapes into smoldering ruins. The earth transformed into a hot, hellish version of itself, a stark contrast to the lush, vibrant paradise that it had once been. The world was caught in a catastrophic dance of ice and fire. The day the dinosaurs died was not just an event. It was a cataclysm that redefined life on Earth, a stark reminder of the fragility and fleeting nature of existence. Wildfires raged globally for months, turning Earth into a hot, hellish version of itself. As the day of impact concluded, the once thriving world became an alien landscape. The ground was covered with ash, debris, and the remnants of what once was a vibrant life. The survivors, few and far between, found themselves in an unforgiving, lethal environment. The Earth had entered an abrupt global winter that would persist for decades, leading to a mass extinction event that would claim about 75% of all species on our planet. The once lush forests were replaced by barren lands. The air was choked with dust, blocking the sun's rays and plummeting the temperatures. The once warm and vibrant haven was now a frozen wasteland. Rivers and oceans, once teeming with life, were now still, silent, and lifeless. The deafening roars of the mighty dinosaurs were replaced with the eerie silence of extinction. Yet, amid this desolation, life persevered. The survivors, though few, clung onto existence with a tenacity that was awe-inspiring. Birds, the direct descendants of dinosaurs, took to the skies. Their ancestors' mighty roars might have been silenced, but their legacy lived on through the birds' melodious songs. In the depths of the ocean, and hidden in the nooks of the land, other survivors emerged. Mammals, which had lived in the shadows of their colossal counterparts, now found themselves at the forefront of life's grand narrative. With the dinosaurs gone, they were free to grow, evolve, and eventually dominate the planet. From the ashes of the dinosaur era, new life forms emerged, adapting to the harsh conditions and evolving into the diverse species we see today. This catastrophic event, while devastating, paved the way for a new era of life on Earth. The continuity of the dinosaur era was abruptly severed, opening the path for the evolution of new life forms. In the grand scheme of time, life on Earth proved to be resilient, adapting and evolving in the face of adversity, reminding us that even in the darkest times, life finds a way. Reflecting on this cataclysmic event, one realizes the fragility of continuity in the grand scheme of time. Just as the dinosaurs dominated the Earth for millions of years, humans too have come to stamp their footprint on the planet. But as the dinosaurs' reign was brought to an abrupt end by an unforeseen external force, we must ask ourselves, are we prepared for our own asteroid? In the blink of an eye, the Earth went from a thriving oasis to a barren wasteland. The world of the dinosaurs was transformed beyond recognition. And similarly, our world too has seen profound changes. In a mere few centuries, we've transitioned from agrarian societies to industrialized nations, from horse-drawn carriages to self-driving cars, from handwritten letters to instantaneous digital communication. Yet with this rapid development comes a clear and present danger. Our asteroid might not come from the sky, but from our own actions. Climate change, overpopulation, nuclear warfare, pandemics. These are the threats we face today. They might not have the immediate cataclysmic impact of a giant space rock, but their effects could be just as devastating and far-reaching. Just as the dinosaurs could not have predicted or prevented the asteroid, there are certain things beyond our control. But unlike the dinosaurs, we have the power of foresight. We can learn from the past and plan for the future. We can take steps to mitigate these threats, to ensure our survival and the survival of the planet. But it requires a collective effort. It requires us to take responsibility for our actions and to make changes where necessary. It requires us to think not just about the here and now, but about the generations to come. It requires us to face the reality of our vulnerability and to do everything in our power to safeguard our future. As we stand on the shoulders of the dinosaurs, looking out into the vast expanse of time, we must remember that our reign, like theirs, is but a fleeting moment in the Earth's long history. The human era, though brief in comparison, has achieved remarkable feats, yet it remains vulnerable, requiring vigilance and preparation for an uncertain future. Imagine a world where dinosaurs roamed, a period spanning around 165 million years. This was a time when the Earth was a vibrant haven, teeming with life. Lush forests stretched out as far as the eye could see, home to a diverse array of flora and fauna. Dinosaurs, in all their majestic forms, were an integral part of this ancient paradise, a testament to the planet's rich biodiversity. Life continued much as it had for eons. The world seemed unchanging, an endless cycle of birth, survival, and death. Time was a mere illusion, with no discernible beginning or end. Yet, this world was not as perpetual as it seemed. In the sky, a tiny dot began to emerge, growing brighter over weeks. It gave the illusion of being another moon, a benign addition to the starlit canvas of the night sky. However, an imperceptible alteration in the sky was about to disrupt this illusion of continuity. If dinosaurs were stargazing that fateful night, they might have noticed a new star emerging. It started as a tiny speck, barely visible to the naked eye, but grew steadily brighter over the weeks. An alien guest, it seemed, had decided to pay Earth a visit. As the days passed, the speck transformed into a celestial body, a second moon illuminating the night sky. The illusion of continuity was maintained as the object disappeared into Earth's shadow, only to re-emerge with the dawn. The once distant speck was now a looming threat, a celestial body nearly as large as the sun. The serenity of the morning was shattered by the realization of impending doom. The once peaceful sky was now a stage for an astronomical spectacle, a harbinger of the cataclysm to come. The object, once a mysterious guest, was now an imminent threat, hurtling towards the Yucatan Peninsula. As morning dawned, the object reappeared, now nearly as large as the sun, hurtling towards the Yucatan Peninsula. In a matter of seconds, the asteroid breached the thin layer between space and Earth's atmosphere, descending at nearly 60 times the speed of sound. A cosmic intruder, larger than Mount Everest, it was an epitome of destruction, initiating an irreversible moment of speciescide. The asteroid, an unwelcome guest from the cosmos, made its grand entrance with an epic force. As it struck the shallow ocean, the bedrock below erupted into seething hot plasma at temperatures of tens of thousands of degrees Celsius. The earth beneath was not just scorched, it was vaporized, and in its place a cauldron of molten rock and metal was formed. The immediate effects were nothing short of catastrophic. The intense thermal radiation burned everything within a radius of about 1,500 kilometers. Imagine, if you will, an area larger than the state of Texas incinerated instantaneously. Forests, dinosaurs, everything was reduced to ashes in the blink of an eye. Simultaneously, the asteroid's impact unleashed an unimaginable amount of energy. This energy did not just carve a crater into the Earth's crust, it pushed against it, creating a cavity 25 kilometers deep and 100 kilometers wide. It was as if the Earth had been punched by a cosmic fist. The ocean, displaced by the colossal impact, came rushing back in. The temporary mountain formed at the impact site collapsed under its own weight, triggering tsunamis reaching heights of 1 kilometer. Meanwhile, a shockwave, like an invisible hand of destruction, swept across the land. With speeds exceeding 1,000 kilometers per hour, it wreaked havoc on a continental scale, shredding soil, vegetation, and animals in its wake. Yet the violence wasn't confined to the immediate vicinity of the impact. The sheer force of the collision catapulted a plume of vaporized material into the upper atmosphere. This debris, combined with the burning soot and aerosols generated at impact, would soon cast a shadow on life across the globe. Simultaneously, the impact's energy pushed against Earth's crust, creating a cavity 25 kilometers deep and 100 kilometers wide. The violence of the impact extended beyond Earth's surface. As the colossal asteroid struck, a gigantic plume of vaporized material was catapulted into the upper atmosphere. This wasn't a localized event. The plume spread out, encircling the globe, a shroud of debris cocooning the planet. It was as if the Earth was cloaked in a veil of its own shattered pieces. The fallout wasn't merely physical, it was environmental too. The plume blocked out the sun, casting the world into a profound darkness. This impact winter, as it's often called, was a stark and sudden change. The world once bathed in the warm glow of the sun was now a dark, silent sphere spinning in the void of space. The dramatic drop in sunlight had immediate and devastating effects on the climate. The temperatures plummeted, falling by as much as 25 degrees Celsius in a matter of days. It was a chilling, swift descent into an icy age, a stark contrast to the warm, vibrant world that had existed merely days before. With the sun blotted out, photosynthesis came to a near standstill. Plants wilted and died, leading to a cascading effect on the food chain. Herbivores starved, and the carnivores that preyed on them soon followed. The once thriving ecosystems collapsed under the weight of this celestial catastrophe. Yet, the planet's ordeal was far from over. The darkness was accompanied by fire. The heat of the impact and the subsequent wildfires created a peculiar and paradoxical situation. The world was both freezing and burning at the same time. Wildfires, ignited by the searing heat of the impact, raged across the globe. The fires consumed everything in their path, reducing forests to ash and turning the landscapes into smoldering ruins. The earth transformed into a hot, hellish version of itself, a stark contrast to the lush, vibrant paradise that it had once been. The world was caught in a catastrophic dance of ice and fire. The day the dinosaurs died was not just an event. It was a cataclysm that redefined life on Earth, a stark reminder of the fragility and fleeting nature of existence. Wildfires raged globally for months, turning Earth into a hot, hellish version of itself. As the day of impact concluded, the once thriving world became an alien landscape. The ground was covered with ash, debris, and the remnants of what once was a vibrant life. The survivors, few and far between, found themselves in an unforgiving, lethal environment. The Earth had entered an abrupt global winter that would persist for decades, leading to a mass extinction event that would claim about 75% of all species on our planet. The once lush forests were replaced by barren lands. The air was choked with dust, blocking the sun's rays and plummeting the temperatures. The once warm and vibrant haven was now a frozen wasteland. Rivers and oceans, once teeming with life, were now still, silent, and lifeless. The deafening roars of the mighty dinosaurs were replaced with the eerie silence of extinction. Yet, amid this desolation, life persevered. The survivors, though few, clung onto existence with a tenacity that was awe-inspiring. Birds, the direct descendants of dinosaurs, took to the skies. Their ancestors' mighty roars might have been silenced, but their legacy lived on through the birds' melodious songs. In the depths of the ocean, and hidden in the nooks of the land, other survivors emerged. Mammals, which had lived in the shadows of their colossal counterparts, now found themselves at the forefront of life's grand narrative. With the dinosaurs gone, they were free to grow, evolve, and eventually dominate the planet. From the ashes of the dinosaur era, new life forms emerged, adapting to the harsh conditions and evolving into the diverse species we see today. This catastrophic event, while devastating, paved the way for a new era of life on Earth. The continuity of the dinosaur era was abruptly severed, opening the path for the evolution of new life forms. In the grand scheme of time, life on Earth proved to be resilient, adapting and evolving in the face of adversity, reminding us that even in the darkest times, life finds a way. Reflecting on this cataclysmic event, one realizes the fragility of continuity in the grand scheme of time. Just as the dinosaurs dominated the Earth for millions of years, humans too have come to stamp their footprint on the planet. But as the dinosaurs' reign was brought to an abrupt end by an unforeseen external force, we must ask ourselves, are we prepared for our own asteroid? In the blink of an eye, the Earth went from a thriving oasis to a barren wasteland. The world of the dinosaurs was transformed beyond recognition. And similarly, our world too has seen profound changes. In a mere few centuries, we've transitioned from agrarian societies to industrialized nations, from horse-drawn carriages to self-driving cars, from handwritten letters to instantaneous digital communication. Yet with this rapid development comes a clear and present danger. Our asteroid might not come from the sky, but from our own actions. Climate change, overpopulation, nuclear warfare, pandemics. These are the threats we face today. They might not have the immediate cataclysmic impact of a giant space rock, but their effects could be just as devastating and far-reaching. Just as the dinosaurs could not have predicted or prevented the asteroid, there are certain things beyond our control. But unlike the dinosaurs, we have the power of foresight. We can learn from the past, and plan for the future. We can take steps to mitigate these threats to ensure our survival and the survival of the planet. But it requires a collective effort. It requires us to take responsibility for our actions and to make changes where necessary. It requires us to think not just about the here and now, but about the generations to come. It requires us to face the reality of our vulnerability and to do everything in our power to safeguard our future. As we stand on the shoulders of the dinosaurs, looking out into the vast expanse of time, we must remember that our reign, like theirs, is but a fleeting moment in the Earth's long history. The human era, though brief in comparison, has achieved remarkable feats, yet it remains vulnerable, requiring vigilance and preparation for an uncertain future.
Have you ever wondered about the origins of the Kaaba, the majestic cube at the heart of Mecca? The Kaaba, translating to cube in Arabic, is a humble yet magnificent structure nestled at the center of Mecca's Grand Mosque. It's a structure steeped in rich history and divine significance. Legend has it that the Kaaba was initially constructed during the epoch of Adam, the first human being, guided by divine instruction. As centuries rolled by, the Kaaba was buried and vanished from sight. Yet its foundations endured, untouched by the sands of time. In a divine decree, Abraham was ordered to rebuild the Kaaba. Alongside his son Ishmael, they reconstructed this sacred edifice. A celestial gift, the Black Stone, was sent down from the heavens by God himself to be embedded in one of the Kaaba's corners. Standing at a height of 14 meters, the Kaaba, swathed in a black silk cloth embroidered with gold, is revered as God's abode on earth. Every day, millions of Muslims worldwide bow in prayer, their hearts and souls directed towards this sacred cube, the holiest site in Islam. Making a pilgrimage to Mecca and offering a reverent kiss to the Black Stone is considered a divine blessing for every Muslim. Before the advent of monotheistic Islam, the Kaaba was the focal point of various rituals and festivals, surrounded by idols and statues of numerous gods and goddesses. However, it was later purified, restored to its original purpose, a beacon of monotheistic worship, dedicated to the worship of the one true God. As we delve into the recent happenings in Kaaba, it's crucial to remember its rich history and profound significance in the Muslim faith. The Kaaba is not just a structure, it's a symbol, a cornerstone of faith, a testament to the undying spirit of devotion, and a beacon guiding millions of souls towards the divine. But even the house of God on earth is not immune to the forces of nature. Over the past few years, the Kaaba has been rattled by a series of natural disasters, each leaving its own mark on this sacred site. Rewind to 2018 when the Mecca region was swept by destructive sandstorms. These were not just your everyday gusts of wind, mind you. These were powerful, dust-churning tempests that brought with them a barrage of sand, carried by strong wind currents. The impact was immense. The storms disrupted religious rituals, filled the air with a dense sand rain, and posed severe consequences to the structure of the Kaaba. Fast forward to 2020, and the Kaaba faced another challenge: flooding. Heavy rains, a frequent occurrence during the rainy season, led to flooding in the area around the Kaaba. These floodwaters posed a risk of inundating and damaging critical infrastructure. For the devout Muslims, performing pilgrimage rituals became a daunting task, sometimes even impossible due to the impact of the floods. But the threats to the Kaaba don't just come from the skies, they also lurk beneath the surface. The Mecca region regularly experiences small to moderate earthquakes. While these are usually manageable, larger upheavals could have severe consequences for the Kaaba and the surrounding infrastructure. Just last year, incessant rain led to flash floods, inundating streets and creating widespread disruption. Many important historical sites in Mecca, including the Great Mosque of Mecca, were at risk of severe damage due to these floods. The situation not only affected religious activities, but also caused concern for mobility in the city. With many streets becoming impassable and public transport services delayed, the lives of the city's residents and pilgrims were greatly disrupted. Indeed, these natural disasters have left their mark on the Kaaba. They've disrupted religious activities, caused structural damage, and marred the aesthetics of this holy site. But they've also served as a reminder that even the most sacred of sites, even the house of God on earth, is not immune to the forces of nature. In the face of these challenges, the resilience and faith of the Muslim community shine through. They continue to make their pilgrimages, to bow their heads in prayer in the direction of the Kaaba, the holiest place in Islam. They continue to believe, to hope, and to pray. These natural disasters have not only disrupted the religious activities but have also posed a severe threat to the structure of Kaaba. But as we've seen time and again, faith endures. Even in the face of adversity, even in the face of the harshest forces of nature. It's a testament to the enduring power of belief and the strength of the human spirit. The repercussions of these events extend far beyond their immediate impact. When we consider the broader implications of these natural disasters, it's clear that the challenges are multifold. The risk to important historical sites in Mecca, the disruption of mobility within the city, and the increased difficulties for pilgrims are all pressing concerns. The Great Mosque of Mecca, along with other significant sites, is at risk of severe damage due to floods. These are not just buildings, they are symbols of faith, heritage, and history, representing centuries of devotion and religious observance. The damage threatens to erase the physical manifestation of this rich past, leaving a void that can't be filled. The city's mobility is also severely affected. Streets become impassable, public transport services delayed. Picture this: a city that's usually buzzing with activity, now silent and stagnant. The daily rhythm of life is disrupted, causing distress and inconvenience to the residents. The city's economy also takes a hit as businesses struggle to operate amidst these complications. But perhaps the most significant impact is on the pilgrims. Every year, millions of Muslims from around the world set out on a spiritual journey to Mecca. They dream of kissing the black stone, of circling the Kaaba, of standing shoulder to shoulder with their fellow believers in prayer. But these natural disasters can turn this dream into a nightmare. Sandstorms, floods, and earthquakes make performing pilgrimage rituals difficult, if not impossible. The physical strain is immense, but the emotional toll is even greater. So, what happens when the house of God on earth is under threat? Well, protecting the Kaaba becomes a top priority. But it's not just about repairing the physical damage. It's about ensuring the continuity of religious rituals amidst these disasters. It's about providing a safe and welcoming environment for the millions of pilgrims who journey to Mecca every year. It's about preserving the spiritual heart of Islam. The challenges are indeed great, but so is the resolve of those tasked with the protection of Kaaba. Efforts are underway to improve the city's infrastructure and implement disaster management strategies. There's an increased focus on early warning systems and crisis response mechanisms, and most importantly, there's a renewed commitment to safeguarding this sacred site, this cube that stands as a beacon of faith for Muslims around the world. The recent events in Kaaba have indeed shocked the world, but they've also sparked a global conversation about the future of this holy site. They've reminded us of the importance of preserving our shared heritage, of protecting the places that matter most to us. They've highlighted the need for resilience in the face of adversity, for strength in the face of hardship. These events compel us to think about the future of Kaaba and the measures needed to safeguard this sacred site. As we reflect on these recent events, we are left with some pressing questions. We have journeyed through the magnificent history of the Kaaba, from its inception in the time of Adam, to its reconstruction by Abraham and his son Ishmael. We have marveled at the reverence it commands as the house of God on earth, the direction towards which Muslims across the globe bow their heads in prayer, and the epicenter of the holy pilgrimage. We have also witnessed the trials that this sacred site has endured. The sandstorms of 2018 that swept across Mecca, carrying with them not only dust and sand, but also the potential to cause significant material damage to the Kaaba. The challenging year of 2019, when the force of wind and sand wore away at the temple surfaces and altered the aesthetics of the Kaaba. The heavy rains of 2020 that led to flooding, making pilgrimage rituals difficult, sometimes impossible, and posing a risk to critical infrastructure. Moreover, we have considered the potential threat of earthquakes, which can have severe repercussions for the Kaaba and its surrounding infrastructure. And we have pondered the implications of the incessant rain last year that led to flash floods, disrupting the city and putting historical sites, including the Great Mosque of Mecca, at risk of severe damage. So what do these events mean for the future of the Kaaba and the Muslim faith? These natural disasters serve as a reminder of the transient nature of human constructs in the face of Mother Nature's might. However, they also underscore the resilience of the Kaaba and its followers. Despite the trials, the Kaaba continues to stand, a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity and the strength of faith. These events call for reflection, for preparedness, and for unity in preserving this significant symbol of faith. They remind us of our responsibility to safeguard our shared heritage, and to ensure the continuity of these timeless rituals for future generations. The resilience of Kaaba and the faith of its followers stand as a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity amidst the trials of nature. Have you ever wondered about the unseen divide that separates biodiverse realms? Picture an invisible line stretching through the vast array of islands in the Malay archipelago, nestled between two Indonesian islands. This ancient unperceivable boundary, known as the Wallace Line, shapes the biodiversity of this region, home to the world's largest collection of islands. While you cannot see it, you can feel its presence as you stand on Bali's coast, gazing eastward towards Lombok. You unknowingly face the line's narrowest point, a seemingly unremarkable 32-kilometer stretch of water. This line may seem inconspicuous, but it denotes a biogeographic boundary that was first conceptualized in 1859 by Alfred Russel Wallace, a British naturalist and co-discoverer of natural selection. This boundary marks a sharp transition in animal life. On the western side, the fauna reflects the Asian influence, featuring rhinos, elephants, tigers, and woodpeckers. In stark contrast, the eastern side boasts a distinct array of species, including marsupials, Komodo dragons, cockatoos, and honey-eaters. The Wallace Line, invisible to the naked eye, represents a significant shift in biodiversity. It is not a mere consequence of proximity, as some islands on opposite sides of the line are closer to each other than neighboring islands on the same side. Wallace recognized that geological forces, particularly plate tectonics, played a crucial role in shaping this biogeographic boundary. During Wallace's time, the concept of plate tectonics was not widely accepted, and his observations led him to believe that the western islands were once connected to the Asian mainland. Similarly, islands east of Java and Borneo were remnants of a former Australian continent. Wallace surmised that deeper waters with strong currents between these regions prevented species from crossing when sea levels were lower. This unseen line, this enigmatic boundary, was first put to paper by a man named Alfred Russel Wallace. Alfred Russel Wallace, a British naturalist, was the first to conceptualize this invisible boundary. Picture a man in the mid-19th century, a time when the world brimmed with uncharted territories and unseen wonders. This was Alfred Russel Wallace, a self-taught naturalist, who embarked on a daring voyage across the Malay archipelago. Wallace, captivated by the vast array of species found in the archipelago, meticulously documented his observations. From the tiniest insects to the grandest mammals, he recorded it all. But it was during a bout of malaria that the puzzle pieces began to fall into place. He found himself in the throes of a fever dream, his mind teetering on the edge of delirium. In his feverish state, Wallace began to see patterns. He noticed a stark contrast in animal life between the western and eastern parts of the archipelago. On one side, the fauna reflected the Asian influence, while the other side exuded a distinctly Australian vibe. His observations were not confined to the land. The sea too told a tale of two different worlds. He observed that the waters separating these regions were significantly deeper and stronger, creating a natural barrier against the exchange of species. The revelation was profound. Wallace concluded that this dramatic shift in biodiversity was not a mere coincidence. He proposed that an unseen, intangible line existed, dividing the Malay archipelago into two distinct biogeographic realms. This line, he believed, was a consequence of geological forces over millions of years, separating two once continuous land masses. He called this boundary the Wallace Line, marking a significant chapter in the annals of biogeography. Wallace's fever dream, while a product of his illness, was a catalyst for a groundbreaking discovery. His observations, deductions, and theories laid the groundwork for understanding the complex interplay between geology and biology. It's a testament to Wallace's genius that he managed to perceive this unseen divide, which continues to shape the biodiversity of the region. Despite being affected by malaria, this fever dream led Wallace to one of the most significant discoveries in biogeography. The Wallace Line is not merely a line on a map, it marks a sharp transition in animal life. This invisible boundary carves a path through the Malay archipelago, dividing the region into two distinct realms of biodiversity. On the western side of this line, you'll find a rich tapestry of creatures reflecting an Asian influence. Picture towering elephants, lumbering through dense jungles, their trumpeting calls echoing off the trees. Imagine the stealthy tiger, its stripes a blur of orange and black as it stalks its prey under the cover of night. Visualize the rhinos, their armored bodies a testament to strength and resilience. And don't forget the woodpeckers, their rhythmic drumming a melodic backdrop to the symphony of the wilderness. Yet as we cross the Wallace Line and journey to the east, we encounter a stark contrast in the biodiversity. Here, the fauna showcases an influence of the ancient Australian continent. Picture the marsupials, their pouches cradling their young as they navigate the rugged landscapes. Imagine the mighty Komodo dragon, its forked tongue flicking out as it prowls the sandy beaches. Visualize the vibrant cockatoos, their plumage a riot of colors against the azure sky. And let's not overlook the honey-eaters, their sweet songs filling the air with a melody of their own. The Wallace Line, this intangible boundary, separates these two biologically diverse regions. It's not determined by proximity alone, as some islands on opposite sides of the line are closer to each other than neighboring islands on the same side. It's a testament to the power of geological forces, particularly plate tectonics, that have shaped not only the physical landscape but also the distribution of life. This line, though unseen, is a biological dividing line, a border that defines and separates two vastly different realms of life. It's a line that, once crossed, transports us from one biological world to another, allowing us to marvel at the diversity of life on our planet. The Wallace Line, though invisible, represents a significant shift in biodiversity. The Wallace Line is not a consequence of proximity but rather geological forces. Alfred Russel Wallace, in his remarkable insight, recognized the crucial role of geological forces in shaping this biogeographic boundary. In the mid-19th century, the concept of plate tectonics was not universally accepted. Nevertheless, Wallace theorized that the Western Islands were once connected to the Asian mainland, and the islands east of Java and Borneo were remnants of a former Australian continent. He hypothesized that deeper waters and strong currents between these regions acted as barriers, preventing species from crossing during periods of lower sea levels. This idea was revolutionary at that time, and it wasn't until the late 1960s, decades after Wallace's death, that plate tectonics gained widespread acceptance. Fast forward to the present, and we now understand that Wallace was onto something. Scientists today recognize that the Wallace Line is a result of the movements of tectonic plates. Two former continuous land masses, Sundaland in the west and Sahul in the east, eventually became the present-day islands, separated by the Wallace Line. Sundaland and Sahul were once much farther apart, with Sahul encompassing Australia, Tasmania, New Guinea and the Aru Islands. Over millions of years, the Australian plate's slow northward drift brought these distinctive species to the eastern side. This drift of land masses across the Earth's surface has been instrumental in shaping the biodiversity we see today. Even today, the deep waters and strong currents that Wallace identified continue to impede the exchange of species between the two regions. This means that despite the islands' proximity, their fauna remains remarkably distinct, a fascinating testament to the power of geology. So what seemed like an invisible, mysterious line across the Indonesian archipelago is, in fact, a tangible representation of the Earth's dynamic geological history. The Wallace Line is more than just a boundary. It's a living, breathing record of the Earth's past, a chronicle of the journey our planet has taken through the eons. The Wallace Line is, in fact, a testament to the power of plate tectonics. The Wallace Line, though intangible, has left an indelible mark on our understanding of biodiversity. This unseen divide, named after Alfred Russel Wallace, has been instrumental in shaping our comprehension of how species distribution is influenced by geological events. The Wallace Line is a living testament to the diversity of life, a testament to the power of plate tectonics in shaping the biosphere. The line demarcates two distinct biogeographic realms, each with its unique collection of species. It offers a fascinating glimpse into how the animal kingdom has evolved and diversified, influenced by the shifting tectonic plates beneath the Earth's crust. Wallace, a British naturalist, co-discovered the concept of natural selection alongside Charles Darwin, yet his name is often overshadowed by his more famous contemporary. Wallace's work, however, was groundbreaking in its own right. His fever dream during a malarial episode led him to conceptualize the Wallace Line. This single stroke of genius has profoundly shaped our understanding of biogeography. Wallace's observations and theories were far ahead of his time. He hypothesized the existence of land bridges, now known as Sunday and Sahul, and the role of deep ocean currents in determining species distribution. It wasn't until the late 1960s, long after his death, that his theories gained widespread acceptance with the advent of plate tectonics. The Wallace Line stands as a timeless tribute to Wallace's pioneering work. It serves as a reminder of the profound influence of geological events on the distribution and diversity of life. Wallace's legacy is not just the line that bears his name, it is also his contribution to our understanding of the natural world, his relentless pursuit of knowledge, and his unwavering belief in the interconnectedness of all life forms. The Wallace line reminds us of the intricate interplay between biology and geology, a testament to the pioneering work of Alfred Russel Wallace. Scene script. Have you ever wondered how the world would change if we lost just one species from our rich biodiversity? Picture the Barbary lion, a majestic creature also known as the North African or Egyptian lion. This magnificent feline once roamed the vast stretches of the Maghreb region, from the sandy dunes of Egypt to the rocky landscapes of Morocco. Among the lion species, the Barbary lion held a unique position, renowned as the largest of its kind. Its imposing stature and regal mane were symbols of power and courage. However, this grandeur did not safeguard it from the relentless onslaught of hunting. As humans encroached upon their territory, the Barbary lion's numbers dwindled rapidly. By the 1890s, sightings were few and far between. The once abundant prides reduced to solitary individuals, their roars echoing in the silent wilderness. The last recorded photo of a wild Barbary lion was captured in 1925, a poignant image of a species on the brink of oblivion. Yet the story of the Barbary lion did not end there. Hunting continued unabated until 1942, when the last known Moroccan Barbary lion fell to a hunter's bullet. The official last sighting of this majestic creature occurred in 1956, when startled passengers on a bus in Algeria glimpsed the king of beasts one last time. The lush forest where it was last seen was later razed during the French-Algerian War, wiping out any remaining trace of the lion's existence. In the annals of extinction, the tale of the Barbary lion stands out. It is a narrative that intertwines the beauty and grandeur of nature with the destructive capacity of human actions. It serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the irreversible consequences of our actions on the world's biodiversity. Today, the Barbary lion lives on in our collective memory, its last roar echoing through the corridors of time. Its story is one of strength and resilience, but also of loss and regret. The last roar of the Barbary lion echoes in our collective memory, a solemn reminder of the consequences of our actions. The dodo, a symbol of extinction, once wandered the island of Mauritius with an endearing nonchalance. This flightless bird, with its bulbous beak and stumpy legs, was a sight to behold. Uniquely adapted to an environment with no natural predators, the dodo lived a life of relative peace until the arrival of humans and other invasive species. The dodo, a creature of undeniable peculiarity, was quite unlike any bird you'd typically encounter. It stood almost a meter tall with a large hooked beak that was a marvel of evolution. Its flightless nature and inability to flee from danger left it vulnerable, defenseless even, in the face of new threats. The arrival of the Dutch in the late 16th century marked the beginning of the end for this unique bird. With no fear of humans, the dodo was an easy target. It was hunted for its meat, its eggs raided, and its habitat destroyed for human settlements. But it wasn't just the humans that posed a threat. The invasive species introduced by the settlers, such as rats, pigs, and monkeys, preyed on the dodo's eggs, further accelerating their decline. By the mid-17th century, the dodo population had dwindled drastically. The last confirmed sighting of this endearing creature was in 1662. Stranded sailors on the island encountered a lone dodo, blissfully unaware of its impending doom. This was the last time a human would lay eyes on a living dodo. But the dodo's tale didn't end there. Unconfirmed sightings persisted for several decades, with the last one reported in 1688 by the island's governor. However, these reports were never substantiated, and the dodo slipped into the realm of myth and legend. The dodo's story serves as a stark reminder of the irreversibility of extinction. A creature that once thrived in its unique ecosystem was wiped out in less than a century, leaving behind only sketches, stories, and memories. The disappearance of the dodo is a poignant testament to the devastating impact of human interference on nature's delicate balance. Imagine a gentle giant, Steller's sea cow, once gracing the waters of the Bering Sea, now disappeared forever. This enormous creature, a member of the Sirenian family, was first described by naturalist George Steller in 1741. It was a sight to behold, a creature of immense size, reaching lengths of up to 30 feet, and weights of nearly 10 tons. Much like its modern-day relatives, the manatees and dugongs, Steller's sea cow was a peaceful herbivore, feeding on kelp and seaweed, its teeth perfectly adapted to its vegetarian diet. However, this gentle giant's peaceful existence was abruptly disrupted. With the arrival of hunters, the sea cow's fate was sealed. Despite its intimidating size, the sea cow was an easy target. It was slow-moving, remained close to the coast, and needed to surface frequently to breathe. These characteristics made it an easy prey for those hungry for its meat and hide. Its large size meant a single sea cow could feed a crew of sailors for a month. And so, the hunting began. In a span of just 27 years, the population of Steller's sea cow nosedived. From an estimated 2,000 individuals at the time of its discovery, the species was pushed to the brink of extinction. The hunters were relentless, and the sea cow, with its slow reproduction rate, simply couldn't keep up. The last recorded sighting of the Steller's sea cow was in 1768. Hunters reported seeing a solitary individual swimming in the icy depths of the Bering Sea. That was the last time anyone laid eyes on this magnificent creature. Unsubstantiated reports of sightings persisted until 1963, but they were never confirmed, and the Steller's sea cow was officially declared extinct. The tale of the Steller's sea cow is a poignant example of how quickly a species can vanish. This gentle giant, once a dominant presence in the Bering Sea, was wiped out in less than 3 decades. Its story serves as a stark reminder of the devastating impact humans can have on the natural world. Even in great numbers, extinction is a lurking threat, as the tragic tale of the great auk attests. The great auk, a flightless bird, once thrived in the chilly waters of the North Atlantic. With its unique black and white plumage and its distinctive beak, it was a sight to behold. These creatures were known for their peaceful coexistence with humans, a relationship that would unfortunately contribute to their downfall. As the 18th century approached, the demand for the great auk's down feathers soared. These feathers, known for their warmth, became a lucrative commodity, leading to a large-scale hunt. The great auk, once numbered in the low millions, saw its population rapidly dwindle as hunters relentlessly targeted these peaceful birds. The irony is that their abundance became their curse, as the increasing rarity of the great auk only made them more desirable to hunters. By the year 1830, the situation had become dire. The great auk rock of Iceland, once a safe haven for these birds, was the last known refuge for them. However, in a cruel twist of fate, a volcanic eruption submerged the island in 1844, further diminishing their dwindling population. The last confirmed sighting of the great auk occurred in 1848. Ornithologist Henry Drummond made this somber observation along the banks of Newfoundland. He witnessed a lone bird, the last of its kind, a poignant symbol of a species driven to extinction. Conservation efforts were made, but it was too late for the great auk. Their tale serves as a stark reminder of the devastating impact of human actions on wildlife. It also highlights the fact that even a species in great numbers is not immune to extinction. The extinction of the great auk underscores the fact that abundance is no safeguard against extinction. Despite their once large population, the great auk is no longer with us. Their disappearance echoes a haunting cautionary tale, reminding us of the importance of biodiversity and the need to protect all species, regardless of their numbers. Each of these stories is a testament to the profound impact of human actions on Earth's biodiversity. The Barbary lion, once a symbol of strength and majesty, fell victim to relentless hunting, its last sighting a poignant reminder of the consequences of unchecked human ambition. The dodo, a flightless bird known for its gentle demeanor, was driven to extinction by human exploitation, invasive species, and habitat destruction. The narrative of the Steller's sea cow, a gentle giant of the sea, echoes a similar distressing tale of human exploitation leading to swift extinction. The great auk, despite its once abundant numbers, could not escape the demand for its down feathers, underscoring that numbers alone cannot safeguard a species. These narratives weave a collective tapestry of loss, each thread representing a unique species eradicated due to human interference. Yet they also underscore the importance of biodiversity. Each species, regardless of its size or number, plays a crucial role in maintaining the balance of our ecosystems. The loss of one species can trigger a domino effect, disrupting food chains and altering habitats, often with unforeseeable consequences. Biodiversity is not just about the variety of life on Earth, it's also about the health of our planet. It provides us with clean air, fresh water, food, and even medicines. It's a natural defense against climate change and helps in nutrient cycling and soil formation. In essence, biodiversity is the life support system of our planet. The tales of these lost species should not just be remembered as stories of extinction, but as urgent calls to action. Each loss is a stark reminder of the fragility of life on Earth and the dire need for conservation efforts. We must learn from these stories, recognizing the value of each species and striving to protect our biodiversity. As we bid farewell to these lost species, we're reminded of the indelible mark each leaves behind and the urgent need to protect our planet's biodiversity.
Imagine the world 65 million years ago, a night sky dominated by dinosaurs, with a peculiar light resembling a bright star in the distance. It's a calm, ordinary night in the Cretaceous period, the final epoch of the dinosaur age. The world is teeming with life, the land ruled by giants of every shape and size. The harmony of nature is uninterrupted, the air filled with the sounds of nocturnal creatures. The moon shines brightly, casting a serene glow on the landscape below. But as the night progresses, something seems amiss. The bright star in the distance keeps growing brighter and brighter, an anomaly in the otherwise tranquil night sky. It's not a star, but an asteroid, a cosmic intruder from the depths of space. An immense mass of rock and metal, this asteroid spans a staggering width of anywhere between 11 to 80 kilometers. It's hurtling towards Earth at an unbelievable speed of 72,420 kilometers per hour. Despite its size and velocity, the asteroid's arrival is eerily silent, its appearance deceptive. To the dinosaurs, it may have appeared as a slow-moving light, a celestial spectacle that gradually increased in brightness over the course of a few hours. But as it draws closer, the asteroid's true nature becomes apparent. It's not a distant celestial body but a harbinger of doom, a cataclysmic force headed straight for Earth. The colossal asteroid breaches Earth's atmosphere, plunging through 60 miles of sky in a mere 3 seconds. It's so fast and so powerful that it behaves like a boulder thrown into a puddle, maintaining its velocity and descending in a straight line. The moment of impact is imminent. The asteroid's rapid descent compresses the air, heating it to thousands of degrees in a matter of seconds. A sonic boom of unprecedented magnitude sweeps across the continents, shattering the calm of the night. As the colossal asteroid pierces Earth's atmosphere, a sonic boom of unprecedented magnitude shatters eardrums across continents. Within minutes, the asteroid's rapid descent caused the air to compress and heat to thousands of degrees. That's right, thousands of degrees. Imagine the heat of 1,000 suns. That's how intense it was. The asteroid plunged through Earth's atmosphere, maintaining its terrifying velocity. It was like a boulder thrown into a puddle, barely slowing down. It descended the entire 60 miles of the atmosphere in just 3 seconds. Yes, you heard it right, only 3 seconds. The impact was cataclysmic, creating a sonic boom of unprecedented magnitude. It was so powerful it shattered eardrums across continents. Dinosaurs, the dominant species at the time, were caught completely off guard. The sudden, deafening explosion would have sent them running in all directions, terrified and confused. But the terror was far from over. The rapid descent of this colossal asteroid led to the compression and heating up of the air. This resulted in a massive shockwave, which, coupled with the impact's shockwave, generated a colossal blast wave. This blast wave expanded at a mind-boggling speed of over 1,600 kilometers per hour. Imagine the devastation that would cause. And then came the impact. The asteroid struck the shallow sea, and the Yucatan Peninsula, where today's impact site is, bore the full brunt of the catastrophe. The impact was so powerful it obliterated the shallow sea, leading to a series of secondary explosions. These explosions were like a cascade, one leading to another, causing unimaginable devastation. The Earth was in turmoil, shaken to its core by this catastrophic event. The dinosaurs, the mighty rulers of Earth, were helpless in the face of this disaster. Their world was falling apart around them, and there was nothing they could do to stop it. The Yucatan Peninsula, the impact site of today, witnessed the devastation as the asteroid obliterated the shallow sea, unleashing a cascade of secondary explosions. This was the day the Earth changed forever. This was the day the dinosaurs' reign came to an end. This was the day of the impact. The impact's aftermath featured a sequence of disasters. Waves in the Earth's crust radiated from the impact zone, triggering fault-slipping earthquakes worldwide. This cataclysmic event set the stage for a global disaster unlike anything the planet had ever seen. The energy released by the asteroid's impact was equivalent to 1 billion atomic bombs, causing the Earth's crust to ripple like water, generating seismic waves. These waves spread from the impact site, triggering earthquakes of unimaginable magnitude. The ground shook violently as fault lines slipped, toppling trees and causing landslides. The entire planet was trembling, echoing the fury of the asteroid's impact. But the terror didn't end there. The earthquakes were just the opening act for another devastating phenomenon: tsunamis. As the asteroid plunged into the shallow sea, it displaced an enormous volume of water, creating colossal waves that raced away from the impact site at high speeds. Like giant walls of water, these tsunamis surged across the oceans. They dwarfed any waves seen in our time, reaching heights equivalent to modern skyscrapers. The Gulf coastlines were the first to bear the brunt of these monstrous waves. Within the hour, tsunamis reaching between 600 to 1,000 feet in height flooded tens of miles inland. The tsunami's devastation was not restricted to the immediate vicinity of the impact. They were so powerful that they crossed entire oceans. The waves traveled thousands of kilometers, maintaining their destructive power. With each passing hour, more and more coastlines were inundated. Imagine standing on the coast of Europe, Africa, or the Mediterranean 6 hours after the impact. As you gaze out over the ocean, you notice the horizon darkening. The sea recedes, exposing the ocean floor. Suddenly, you see a wall of water racing towards you. This is not a wave. It's a tsunami, a relic of the asteroid impact thousands of kilometers away. 6 hours later, colossal waves reached Europe, Africa, and the Mediterranean coasts. The Earth's surface was forever scarred by these catastrophic events, painting a vivid picture of the dinosaurs' last moments. As if these calamities weren't enough, the impact ejected 25 trillion tons of Earth, launching them on ballistic trajectories. An unimaginable amount of debris was hurled into the atmosphere, only to be pulled back by Earth's gravity, setting the stage for a fiery rain. These rocks, known as tektites, became the next wave of destruction. Tektites are small, glassy bodies formed from terrestrial debris ejected during meteorite impacts. They were propelled into space with such force that they escaped the pull of Earth's gravity, only to be drawn back in due course by the same force. Imagine a sky filled with these fiery projectiles, each one a harbinger of destruction. These tektites weren't just falling, they were hurtling back to Earth at lethal speeds. Imagine the terror of the dinosaurs as the sky turned into a storm of fire. But the tektites didn't just pose a physical threat. As they re-entered the Earth's atmosphere, they heated up dramatically due to friction, reaching temperatures as high as 1,650 degrees Celsius. This intense heat was sufficient to create a thermal radiation pulse, a phenomenon akin to a nuclear explosion without the accompanying radiation. This pulse of intense heat was catastrophic. It was like the Earth being placed inside a giant oven, with the thermostat cranked up to maximum. This heat pulse was enough to ignite anything flammable, including trees, grass, and unfortunately even the dinosaurs. The world was set ablaze, turning into a global inferno. Imagine the Earth, once a lush paradise teeming with life, now reduced to a burning husk. The fires raged on, consuming everything in their path, and leaving only ashes in their wake. The dinosaurs, the rulers of the Earth, could do nothing but watch as their world was engulfed in flames. The fires raged for days, turning the skies black with smoke and soot. The once vibrant world was now a desolate wasteland, a stark reminder of the destructive power of nature. And yet, this was only the beginning of the end for the dinosaurs. These rocks, known as tektites, returned to Earth within the hour at lethal speeds, emitting enough thermal radiation during their descent to set fires across the planet. This was the fire from the sky, the next step in the catastrophic sequence of events that led to the extinction of the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs, once the dominant species on Earth, were unable to survive this series of catastrophic events. The aftermath of the asteroid's impact was too much for these colossal creatures to bear. The ensuing months and years saw the world in a state of chaos, a period known as the impact winter. The sky, once blue, was shrouded in dust and smoke, blocking out sunlight and plummeting the Earth into a prolonged darkness. This drastic change in climate had a profound impact on the fauna and flora of the time. Without sunlight, plants couldn't photosynthesize, leading to a collapse of the food chain. Herbivorous dinosaurs, who relied heavily on plant life, were the first to feel the effects. With their primary food source gone, these giants began to perish. Carnivorous dinosaurs, dependent on the herbivores for sustenance, weren't far behind. The lack of prey led to their inevitable downfall. Aquatic and avian species were also deeply affected, with many unable to adapt to the harsh new conditions. The extinction event didn't just affect the dinosaurs, though. It's believed that up to 3/4 of all species on Earth were wiped out, marking the end of the Cretaceous period and the beginning of the Paleogene period, also known as the KPG event. This event marked a significant turning point in Earth's biological history. However, despite the widespread destruction, some life forms managed to survive. Small mammals, birds, and various species of reptiles and amphibians were among the lucky ones. Their survival can be attributed to their adaptability and resilience in the face of such extreme conditions. These survivors would go on to repopulate the Earth, leading to the diverse range of species we see today. In the grand scheme of Earth's history, the extinction of the dinosaurs was a relatively brief moment, yet it had profound and lasting effects, fundamentally altering the trajectory of life on our planet. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the power of nature. The catastrophic event that led to the extinction of dinosaurs changed the course of life on Earth forever.
Have you ever pondered on the mysteries of human evolution? Let's take a journey back to the year 2013, to the heart of South Africa's Rising Star Cave system. It was here that a group of intrepid cave explorers stumbled upon a treasure trove of bones, a discovery that would rewrite the chapters of human history. These were no ordinary bones. They belonged to a previously unknown species of humans, a species that was christened Homo naledi. With a brain size roughly 1/3 that of modern humans, Homo naledi presented a puzzle to scientists. Could such a creature with a relatively small brain exhibit complex behaviors and social structures? As the clues unraveled, the answers began to take shape. The Homo naledi, despite their small brains, appeared to have engaged in ritualistic behaviors, including the deliberate disposal of their dead. This challenged the prevailing notion that such behaviors were exclusive to humans with larger brains, shaking our understanding of human evolution to its core. But the mystery of Homo naledi doesn't end there. The age of these ancient remains has yet to be accurately determined, leaving us with more questions than answers. How did Homo naledi fit into the family tree of hominids? How did they live, and what led to their extinction? For now, we leave the Rising Star Caves, carrying with us a new understanding of our human ancestry. The tale of Homo naledi serves as a reminder that there is so much more to discover, so much more to learn about our past. What if the captivating beauty of nature could also be its most deadly? Picture this: the Blue Hole, an underwater sinkhole nestled along the coast of the Red Sea in Egypt. Its depth, a mind-boggling abyss, is as captivating as it is terrifying. The crystal-clear waters reveal a world of vibrant corals and exotic marine life, a spectacle that draws divers from across the globe. Yet, beneath this allure lies a perilous challenge. The Blue Hole has claimed the lives of many who underestimated its depth and complexity, plunging into its depths only to never return. This underwater marvel serves as a stark reminder of nature's dual character, breathtakingly beautiful, yet dangerously unpredictable. It's a dance between allure and danger, a testament to nature's unforgiving power. In the face of such awe-inspiring beauty, one cannot forget the inherent dangers that nature holds. Can a barren landscape hold an eerie beauty? In the heart of the Namib Desert, Dead Flay answers this question with an uncanny affirmation. This white clay pan seems like a world frozen in time, a world where life has ceased to exist. Here, the skeletal remains of ancient trees stand tall, scorched black by the relentless African sun. Their twisted forms, stark against the barren landscape, resemble a ghostly army standing guard over a forgotten realm. These trees, once lush and full of life, are now nothing more than haunting silhouettes. They hold no leaves, no promise of shade, only the echo of a life that once was. Dead Flay is a place that embodies the harsh realities of nature, its unforgiving power to give and take life. It is a testament to the transient nature of existence, a stark reminder of the passage of time. Dead Flay stands as a haunting reminder of the passage of time and the relentless power of nature. Could we be witnessing the birth of a new continent? In the arid expanse of the Afar region in Ethiopia, the ground beneath our feet tells a fascinating story. Here, in this desolate landscape, geologists have observed a geological spectacle like no other: the slow, yet relentless splitting of Africa. This astounding phenomenon is caused by tectonic forces pulling the Earth's crust apart, creating a rift that extends for hundreds of kilometers. As we speak, the African continent is tearing itself apart, albeit at a pace slower than the growth of your fingernails. But don't pack your beach bags just yet. This process will take millions of years. However, this isn't merely a geological curiosity. This rift holds profound implications for the future of Africa and our understanding of Earth's tectonic processes. As the rift widens, it will eventually fill with seawater, birthing a new ocean and dividing Africa into two separate landmasses. This will lead to the formation of a new continent, altering the face of our planet forever. This discovery gives us a unique opportunity to witness continental drift in action, a process that has shaped our globe over billions of years. It's like having a front-row seat to the most spectacular show on Earth, a show directed, produced and performed by Mother Nature herself. As we stand on the brink of a new continent, we are reminded of the dynamic, ever-changing nature of our planet. What secrets does Africa hold about our prehistoric past? In the remote wilderness of Zimbabwe, a remarkable discovery has been made that takes us back in time to a world we can hardly imagine. Here, paleontologists have uncovered the remains of Africa's oldest dinosaur, the Umbertosaurus rothii. This dinosaur, a gentle giant from the Jurassic period, roamed the African landscape millions of years ago. Its discovery paints a vivid picture of Africa's prehistoric biodiversity, a land teeming with a variety of dinosaur species. With each bone brought to light, we uncover a new chapter in the tale of Earth's ancient inhabitants. The Umbertosaurus rothii is more than just a collection of fossils. It is a bridge to our planet's distant past, a testament to the relentless march of time and evolution. As we continue to dig deeper into the African soil, who knows what other prehistoric secrets we might unearth. With each dinosaur bone unearthed, we gain a deeper understanding of the world that existed long before us. Is it possible for a geological marvel to hold the key to ancient mysteries? Let's delve into the heart of the Sahara Desert, where a peculiar geological formation captures the curiosity of adventurers and scientists alike. This is the Richat structure, fondly known as the Eye of the Sahara. From afar, it appears as a bullseye etched into the earth, a near-perfect circular formation stretching 30 miles in diameter. It's an awe-inspiring sight, its concentric circles visible even from the outer reaches of space. But what is it exactly? The answer to that question has eluded scientists for decades. Some believe that the Eye of the Sahara is the result of erosion, sculpted by the relentless hands of time and weather. Others theorize that it may be the impact site of a meteorite, a scar left by a celestial visitor from the distant past. And then, there's the most tantalizing theory of all. Could the Eye of the Sahara be the lost city of Atlantis, as described by the ancient philosopher Plato? The resemblance between the Richat structure's rings and Plato's description has led some to speculate about this connection. While we may not have definitive answers yet, the Eye of the Sahara remains a testament to the ever-unfolding mysteries of our planet. As we gaze upon the Eye of the Sahara, we are left to wonder about the mysteries it holds, waiting to be unraveled. Could stones tell us a story of extraterrestrial visitors? In the heart of Sierra Leone, a fascinating discovery was made that has left the world captivated and slightly bewildered. Italian geologists, on one of their many explorative journeys, stumbled upon something entirely unexpected and otherworldly. Unique blue stones of a shade so vibrant, it seemed as if they were holding a piece of the sky in their hands. Their beauty, however, only added to the enigma. Locals revered these stones, attributing their presence to extraterrestrial visitors, gifts from the heavens above. A charming tale indeed. But what did science have to say about this? Comprehensive testing was conducted, every tool in the book of geology was used, but the results were far from conclusive. The stones' origins remained shrouded in mystery, with no known earthly comparisons. This lack of definitive answers only fueled the speculative fire. Could these stones indeed be of alien origin? Could they be physical proof of extraterrestrial life? A tangible connection to the vast cosmos above? As you can imagine, the scientific community is divided. While some dismiss the idea as pure fantasy, others embrace the possibility, citing the universe's vastness and our limited understanding of its countless mysteries. As we hold these sky-blue stones in our hands, we are left to ponder on the mysteries of the universe. Our journey through Africa's astonishing discoveries continues, with each step unveiling a new layer of this diverse and enigmatic continent. Can ancient artifacts offer a glimpse into the cultural practices of early human civilizations? This question leads us to the mysterious Lydenburg heads. Found buried in the soil of South Africa, these 7 terracotta heads stand as a testament to the creative prowess of early Iron Age artists, dating back to around 490 AD. The Leidenberg heads are not mere figures but intricate works of art, each one uniquely crafted with distinctive facial features and elaborate headgear. They are believed to have been used in ceremonial practices, possibly symbolizing status or spiritual beliefs. But what makes these heads truly remarkable is the insight they provide into the cultural beliefs of early inhabitants. The heads challenge our perceptions, revealing a society capable of sophisticated artistry and complex cultural expression, at a time when the Southern Hemisphere was thought to be less advanced. As we examine these ancient faces, we gain a deeper understanding of the human civilizations that existed long before us. Ever pondered what secrets the icy depths of the Arctic waters might be hiding? The Arctic, a vast and seemingly infinite expanse of ice and snow, has long been a source of fascination and mystery. It's a place where temperatures can plummet to -40 degrees Celsius, where the sun doesn't rise for 6 months of the year, and where survival is a daily struggle. But beneath its icy surface, the Arctic waters hold secrets that have remained hidden for centuries.